maybe some interesting quality. We're just gonna open up the caster's preview as well. It's gonna be likely be. All right. Cool. All right, let's get this underway. So we are up against uh, I don't even know, a team called Goodvibes, uh, who is very strong DPS, a very aggressive team. First time we've ever played them, but we kind of knew what we were getting into. They had been streamed in a previous match, so we were able to see what kind of shit they were doing. So we'll get underway. I'm just gonna briefly walk us through our opening here on King's Row. So we knew this team was particularly aggressive. We were confident that they were going to be running some sort of flank. Um, in fact, I think in the voice comms, I have a moment of genius.
If I can't survive, then I'll switch to Lucio.
Yeah, you can hear it here. Right under statue. Oh, there it was too. My guess is that. All right, we will go right to here. So at this point, my tank,
it is
well, you'll hear for yourself.
Speed boost will help us find and kill that flanker too. So just something.
Do you think we should drop down from right to avoid a May pick at the beginning? If only
my guess is that they're gonna let us push right side of statue without any try to stop us.
So I knew that these guys were super aggressive. I felt that they would let us in so that they could attempt to flank. It's very difficult to flank before passing the first choke on King's Row. So that was the first call I made, that we would just go through the main gate. That they would let us straight in.
That's what, because I think they want. I think they have a Reaper sitting in small health right now.
So, and that's the second call I made, is that I bet that there is a Reaper sitting directly under the statue on that small health pack.
Right under statue. That guy was so aggressive, always a mile in front of his team, and we're just gonna try and get that kill. And if...
How are we pushing this? What's the plan?
Yep.
So we'll mute here. Put things at 1.5. Pause at the interesting. Slow it down then. So, pretty standard push out. We don't want to take spam damage. Healers and bullshit comes out that left door. We check our flank because just in case this guy is stupid aggressive. And start pushing the main gate on King's Row. We'll pause right there. As you can see, there's no defense here. There's not even anyone peeking the door in hotel, no Junkrat spam, no attempt to defend our entrance, which is exactly what we thought they would do. We're easily able to take this position, which is very strong for healers, with no pressure from their team. They want us in here because they think their Reaper is going to surprise us. The actual fact is that while we're rotating to this high ground, my team finds the Reaper in here and forces him out, and then pressures him out of his next hiding spot as well. And a better perspective of this is that screen. That screen. Yeah, let me keep trying. Happens from the cast themselves. This is the caster's view of our game. Look at where that Reaper is. Exactly where we called that he would be, and it's... Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that call. They're going to let us push in. And we will see that from sort of the caster's point of view, which is a better angle than the Zenyatta that they know he's there. They know he's there. He checks, and they start clearing out this. He runs away, gets barriered, and so on and so forth. They continue. But at this point, because they gave us all of this, we have gained this high ground here, and they have absolutely maximized. They have no one defending on the opposing high ground, which is typically something that causes this a bit of trouble. So we're free here. We know that first point is essentially won. We just need to resolve our DM. My McCree, sadly, makes a mistake, and you can see it there. He just hits W. A little bit too aggressive on his W clicks, and he falls right off the edge here. Hold on, he's getting healed, and suddenly I'm like, where's my McCree? Oh, he's down below. He told me afterwards that he actually just fell off. Fun. But so I'm just going to reduce it a bit. A little bit, not enough time to talk. At this point, we've cleared hotel, we've cleared high ground, we've cleared all our flanks, we checked our corners, and we move our way onto the point. And I mean, they're very screwed here. They've got no one behind this Reinhardt. We're right in his face. He can't drop his shield to do anything, because if he does, he's going to immediately die, and we're on the point. We've already gotten our Reinhardt picked, which leaves us at a bit of a scary disadvantage, but we picked one of their DPS already when he was trying to defend up here. So yeah, I mean, we traded a Reinhardt for a McCree. Often that's difficult, but only if the enemy Reinhardt has someone trying to do something behind him, because the Reinhardt just didn't. So it was pretty free for us. Fight resumes, and we get our first res of this fight. Very quick res. Kudos to Kim for getting that up within the first minute of the game. They counter res, which typically is a bit of a problem. Their res came second. But we were fighting on the point as 6, and they're scattered and running everywhere, and they weren't able to res everybody. They pop this trance, and we just accept it, pull back, not worried about it. And I get slaughtered by this McCree, who, as I mentioned, has some aim. But 20 seconds after her res, Kim has another res, which is a credit to the fact that she was able to stay alive, continue healing, and have absolutely no difficulty getting that res back. So it should be pretty evident to anyone who's asking whether or not Mercy is back. Yeah, Mercy's back. Without a doubt, Mercy's back. So positioning and play, they still need to be a very good Mercy, but Mercy is absolute. So this is just, we'll look at that again. Our first res goes off, and this is a better res than theirs because she's going to get everybody who went down versus their res, which misses a bunch of people. At this point, their Zenyatta is doing a fair bit of work picking off people and DPSing behind this Ryan shed. You might be able to see him just in the back corner. He's just free firing. There's not much we can do about it because he's behind the barrier. Quasi identifies this right there and begins pressuring that archway from an off angle. Not before our Ryan gets picked up. Here comes their res. So as I mentioned, like, this is a single res. Got the Rhine. There might be someone in hotel I don't know about, but I doubt it. And yeah, it's just a crappy res. What changes this, because you can see the guy immediately dies. It's a garbage res. He had no support. It was just a waste, in my opinion. And we're about to cap the point, so a bit of desperation on there. Kim's flying around the map, relatively safe, being well protected. Here comes their trance, and I mean, this is just standard play. You don't fight into support ults. Just back up. We already know they're staggered. And then Jesus comes in. Starts doing such work. The kill feed is just him destroying people. And we counter with another Mercy ult. Came insanely fast. And we still had the trance ready to go, so this is now purely a capture. There's nothing they could have done about that. Our ults were better than theirs. It took a long time because we had difficulty killing people, getting our positions right, and that's standard for a new team. But very, very strong. There was no way we could lose that push. As soon as they got staggered, and they didn't just fall back and regroup, we had 6 on the point. We would really have to fuck up hard to lose that.
All of their position,
From the
and now they're falling
caster's
back
perspective,
to Conor J's other position. There's nowhere this man can go to hide without being caught out right now, and it looks.
So they're initially impressed by the fact that we flush out this Reaper. We'll just listen to this.
I really feel like she's on defense more often, though. Like, she's easier to run on defense than she is on attack. By the way, these new sitting emotes are fantastic, as we have McCree sitting on the point, just hanging out with his homies, shooting the breeze. Guys, just want to remind you real quick, the competitive Overwatch League is a Discord server-based community. Discord.gg/CoW League is how you can find us. There's tons of stuff for you to use, tons of utilities and whatnot. And we are watching here on Kings Row again. Thanks for tuning in tonight with us, guys. The red team is going to be Team OK posting up the attack against the previous game's victors. Again, we are watching Team Goodvibes defending in the blue.
Goodvibes is starting out with a beautiful game of, again, hide the Reaper. That's right, and it looks like Team OK is going to be falling for it, but no, they checked the statue. Conor J's got to run away. What an excellent way to start this match for the red team. They spotted out all of their position, and now they're falling back to Conor J's other position. There's nowhere this man can go to hide without being caught out right now, and it looks like the red team OK is pushing and just working down the Reinhardt shield. They slowly made their way onto the point. They didn't rush in. They took their time. They checked the corners, and there's Conor J going down. OK is making a beautiful play here with an offensive res really early on. How did she have her ult so fast?
Oh, just playing correctly. It's worth mentioning that the red team literally intentionally split up. Quasi went to the hotel. We see a blue team resurrection here as Benji is going to lay down a Deadeye, picking up not only a Zenyatta, but a Reinhardt frag as well. The blue team looks like they've been thrown into a panic as Goodvibes using their Transcendence to try to combat the point. Quasi and Benji are still picking up kills though, and the supports for the red team have not both died. Goodvibes finally, oh my god, another res worry along with a Transcendence. This is a slugfest here on point A between these two teams, but it's really looking like it's finally swinging in the favor of Team OK. I gotta talk about that real quick because Team OK came to point A. You said they attacked slow, and they did, but they actually intentionally split their team up.
What an amazing strategy on their part. I mean, that is some top tier playing. They check their corners before going around. You know, this is stuff that Counter-Strike players have known forever, but when you go into a site, you got to check all the corners, you got to check everything, but we don't see it a lot in Overwatch, and Team OK just executed that take perfectly. It wasn't a forced rush and then chaos. It was methodical checking and methodical way to just slowly work down Goodvibes.
So yeah, you can see that the casters are fairly impressed with our play. Extremely impressed with Mantha's res. They weren't aware that you could build it that fast. You can. Our Reinhardt, specifically 8 damage, 8 fire strikes. It put him at a lot of risk, but the reward was reses. It is basically to Kim's credit and the team's credit that she was able to stay alive through all that. These are very accurate DPS who prioritize supports. And she played much better than I got shit on by that Jesus guy. She stayed alive throughout that entire A push and res twice. Amazing play from our support player there. everybody checked their corners, everybody DM'd appropriately, getting picks and kills. A good Deadeye by Benji picks off their supports and their DPS, and we push on to that point slowly but methodically. And it worked really well. Yeah, it was a really solid push. Probably our best moment in that match as things rapidly go downhill from here, but it was good to have that moment. When you're a new team like we are, you have to have these moments of brilliance, regardless of what tier that brilliance is, to sort of see that you can do it and find some trust in your teammates. It gives you motivation to work on the smaller things that'll let you have more of those moments. We'll continue on here. We were muted. This is right after the point capture, as we just saw. And we're already pushing well up into the streets phase. We want to make sure that they're not getting a close setup as we come through this archway. Very rarely teams do that, but it's annoying when they do. We just a simple defensive measure. We know it's clear now, so we regroup. We want to be tighter death ball as we come through this narrow area. And I do my job for the first time this match and make sure that our flank is nice and secure once I'm sure that the Zarya will save me if there's no problem. We just push through this point. Our Rhine gets picked, but he was doing his job. A lot of people struggle with the idea of the Reinhardt dying and thinking that that is a huge problem that needs to be dealt with. That's absolutely not the case. Staying alive as a Reinhardt is vitally important, but if you can trade your life for 3 kills, yeah, do it. Do it every time, right? So, and that's exactly what our Reinhardt does. I believe it's actually called in the comms. The voice comms.
Just relax, guys. We're doing exceptionally well. No, you're in archway helping them out, though. Okay. This cart can move slow. It's fine. Everybody push up. Find the Reaper if you can.
All those reses, if you're gonna do them loud and clear, just a few seconds earlier when possible, so I know that like they just respawn. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Okay, no, pay attention here, guys. I want full focus. Okay, front line. Front line's going in. We don't know where that Reaper is. No idea where he is. Okay, our right flank is clear. Right flank is clear. Break barrier. Fight this front line fight. Reaper's on our mercy. On our Reaper's dead. Nice job.
I can rest. Do you want to rest?
She's rezzing. Nice. She didn't have it, I guess.
No, okay, push up. 3 on cart. Boomon, you're just looking. 3 on cart.
Yeah, okay.
So that call, fight this fight there, midway through that, and is very important because up until that moment, our team, comms are a little cluttered and we do have to work on that, but our team is distracted right here talking about how great that was. But we regather focus, express the fact that we don't know where the Reaper is, start looking at this. As we get into this choke point, we still have spawn advantage. We have ult advantage, and as soon as I see that the Reinhardt's at risk of dying, see how his health was low there? When I see that, I say that we take this fight. If they're going to aggressively push that close and start doing damage, I immediately say, yeah, go for it. Because I know that even if we trade here, a 1-to-1 trade is perfectly fine. It'll give us this next area much easier. So I'm happy to take this fight. The call is made, and everybody reacts appropriately and uses their ults and takes the fight. Well done on their part. We defend our Mercy. Benji does an excellent job of that. We elect not to use our res here. And as you can see, like, this is typically a very difficult area to push. And we get this for free due to the fact that we took that fight a little bit closer to our spawn. Mistake on their part to defend that area so aggressively and let us wipe them there. It's fine to do a defense there, but it has to be a soft defense where you fall back, because you give up far too much otherwise. And my oven just beeped, so be right back. All right. Now comes the difficult part of this match. Up until now, I feel like we've been playing really well, but we spent a lot of ults on that last push, and we're in trouble here. Let's walk through what the casters think of our play on this section, and once again, I'll just shut up and let them talk.
As they are trying now to play hide the Reaper again, but after that, I don't think it's going to work.
Goodvibes is spending their Deadeye to try to zone out the enemy team. They're not really even going to get anything with it. Jesus just putting some damage onto Fab's Reinhardt shield. We see the Reinhardts dueling on the cart, and a very, very good-looking Earthshatter along with a Death Blossom combo. Things are looking out of control for Team Red. Team OK looking not only dominant in the point A capture, but in the streets phase as well, Worry. My goodness. Just as we saw Goodvibes out-execute their previous opponents, I think we might be seeing Team OK out-execute their opponents right now.
Absolutely.
That's pretty telling. If the casters are saying that we're out-executing the team, I'm happy with that, right? Like, their opinion is always a bit of hyperbole. They've got to make their show seem exciting. In that case, it could have very well been that Team Goodvibes was making an intelligent play because they knew they were at a drastic ult disadvantage. They wanted to push up close to us without spending any ults and make us spend ults, which they achieved. We elected to take that fight, spend ults, and wipe them. We spent one too many ults in that we used our black hole. Kind of unnecessary, but it's very likely that Team Goodvibes decided to take that fight without using ults for that reason alone. They wanted to see us spend them. And the reason will become very apparent right now. As we approach this point, which is the most difficult point on King's Row. It's the last point on every damn map, right? It's right by their spawn door. It's a difficult point, but it's just gotta wipe them. But this point is difficult because from here to our spawn doors is the longest distance on this map. So if we lose one or two here, we're just out of this fight for so long. And it's painful. But we desperately need to get this checkpoint. We're hoping to get it. They are hoping to stop us right as we get to that checkpoint. So here they come. They know that we burned those ults, and they're about to use theirs. Our Reinhardt is fucking amazing and baits the shit out of that Earthshatter and blocks it entirely. Ozzy then immediately picks Connor J. Again, really good play on his part. And then we're in this fight. So at this point, we are dominating. We've picked their Reinhardt and their Reaper, blocked one of their ultimates, and all 6 of us are in good health and up. Down goes their Zarya. Their trance goes off with those people still down. So the res hasn't gone off. They are currently healing Ryan. And I'm an idiot. The res did go off and they tranced. Okay. Reinhardt's still up. Reinhardt's still up. Down goes Reinhardt. There's the Mercy. There's the Res. There's the... And that means we lose our Reinhardt. We counter trance. Bad trance by me. Should have saved the Reinhardt before he died. But Quasi goes down. I go down, and we're now a little bit too spread out for that goddamn res. Kamantha elects to save it, and actually, Kamantha didn't elect to save it. I called retreat, and largely, I think Kim doesn't have res. She probably has it. This fight is lost right here, right now, because I called retreat. They resed first. We still have res, and we still have pressure. We have a DPS and a healer up. That res could have been great and could have just won us that point. You will hear me make terrible calls right now.
Push up. I don't care. This is fine. This is fine. Benji's safe. Oh my god, I love you. Okay, kill this Reinhardt. Kill this Zarya. Cap this point for sure. We have to cap this. I have no I've trance at 5%. Trancing now, trancing now. Okay, I'm gonna go down here to the Zarya. I'm dead.
Again, my mistake. Seeing that for some reason. So we did res there, but into a Deadeye. Reses are always painful. In the middle of a team fight, a res typically is just wasted because they're all around you and ready to kill.
Okay, that's a wipe. That's a wipe.
I call the wipe after the res because the Deadeye.
Just be aggressive, get a killer, get out. Yeah, doesn't matter.
And then
we got the point.
He gets out.
Oh,
right?
did we somehow not? Oh, that's bad. Okay, so that's a full regroup. We need to bait their ults here. We have no ults. They're gonna have some. We're gonna. Okay.
All right, so we did burn our res, which is even worse than I knew. I actually didn't know that in the game either. And the next push, I just called to bait their ults. Like, we're not going to use any ults on this. We need to burn their ults. This is the same thing that they did to us in reverse, just shittier because we have this epic spawn from a mile away.
That's amazing. All right, we're gonna walk Quasi in as a death ball, but as close as we can behind the Reinhardt shield. Our only objective here is for him to get a good ult off.
Why not go right here?
Yep, do it. Follow the Reinhardt at all times. Don't ask why.
I call for the Quasi ult because when I said we're gonna burn ults, he mentions, well, I've still got Death Blossom. Death Blossom's sort of a good way to get the supports to burn ults, so we elect to use it. Ends up not mattering because of Earth Shatter. We're just happy with this. Like, they spend an Earth Shatter. Would be great if we'd have gotten more, but we get some damage in, build some ults, and you see we now have something to work with. We didn't before.
Objective more than anything is to cap that point. We need that close spawn. Yep.
I'll probably build Zarya hold.
Okay.
After Earthshatter.
I need our front line to get those people off the cart so we can push it in. Use every ult you have to make it happen. Genji, I'm trying.
Okay, so the call here is, like, I know that this push matters a lot. We have to get that cart in on this push or we're in big trouble on this. I probably overstate my case here a little bit. The team knows what they're doing. But part of kind of early shot calling in a team, you feel the need to express every goddamn thing. So the call is made to get them off the cart, let us get it in. Genji comes in with an ult. This is a forced trance. I know I can't afford to lose my Mercy here. I can afford to lose my trance. I can't afford to lose the Mercy. I am forced into pressing. I don't have a choice. I don't have a McCree nearby. I got nothing that I can do here short of saving her. This is horrible. The fact that Fab dies right here is real bad news.
Dancing it, I'm on him. Don't worry about the Genji. Fight this fight.
And they are all over us, and unfortunately, we have no Reinhardt shield. They have a
We still have
Deadeye.
Don't blow the rest. We'll regroup. No big deal. We still have a minute left. No big deal.
So that second push burns a ton of their ults, and we just get diddled on, right? As soon as my trance ends, we get black holed into a Deadeye. We've got no Reinhardt barrier, no way to protect ourselves.
Don't blow any else.
So we regroup now as 6 with a massive ult advantage. Like we know that we have a massive ult. There's no way that they can win this. We have put ourselves in the position where this should be a cap by virtue of the fact that they blew too many ults on that last push. So it was their mistake that gave us this great position. And, you know, good conservation of ults on our part. I'm not going to take that away from the team. Fab dying early had a lot to do with that. So it's kind of like, you know, stars align and we get this really good push. So there's our initiation. We are in. We have 2 kills. And there's their res. So again, they resed first. They don't have a counter black hole. They just used it on a last push. They don't have a Deadeye. They don't have a Genji ult. They have support ults. That's it. We don't have a trance, but we do have a res. They burned one of their support ults already. So they do have a trance. But this res goes off. And the most unfortunate thing in the world happens. I forget. I see this res. You can see it sort of from my perspective here. Go back 1 second. That's something. Yeah. Oh. Enemy trance was down. They rezzed him off to the side of your screen here. You saw that the McCree got rezzed as well. And I've spoken about how good Jesus is. He immediately picks our Mercy. We're screwed. Like, they rezzed, we were in a great spot, and then our Mercy dies. And it has a lot to do with the fact that we don't see, or I don't see, Jesus get rezzed here. Because my position is a little too far forward. I know the Reinhardt's up, but it's kind of like that out of sight, out of mind thing. I forget about the McCree. And the McCree comes back and immediately kills Kamantha. He's off to the right of our screen here. Don't see. You're about to as I turn around. So I get earth shattered, we get our lives saved, and right there is that McCree. Just destroyed Quasi, destroyed Kim, and of course, destroying me. So this push, with all of our ults, was just destroyed by Jesus and a single res. Yeah, he saved their team there, without any doubt in my mind. The rest of it is just clean up on their part, and we are, as a team, we knew that that was the best push we could possibly have had. 5 ults. We had no time left. We were shattered at that point. The rest of this match between this team is a beatdown, because we just couldn't sort of get our focus back. Once you lose a fight that you absolutely should win 80-90% of the time, once you lose that fight, it's very difficult to then win the closer fight. Makes your whole team kind of question whether or not they can do this. People get tilted and frustrated. Painful. And I mean, to Goodvibes' credit, they put a beat down on us there.
They are pulling this off.
So this is the caster's point of view, which is a little bit nicer than mine is. And we can see that, you know, this was that early push. Blown Earth Shatter works out wonderfully. There's their our res rather, and our team just. But we'll listen to this up until the failed half.
Trying to make something happen. Rez coming out from them again. Connor J countering. Jesus getting some kills. Ginger Pop getting one of his own. Quasi answering back saying, no, we're going to get this to the checkpoint no matter what. But Team Goodvibes is feeling the vibrations now as they finally stop it and finally put a chink in OK's armor.
This is a barn burner of team fights over and over. We have seen 2 fights so far that have included both Resurrection and Transcendence from both the team. So we do not have any support ultimates on the board right now. I think both the teams are going to kind of slow it down here temporarily, gather their ultimates again. Again, I really think split second decision making is being executed by both teams, and it's really showing here. I like the attack path of the red team here so far.
Connor J realizing that Hide the Reaper was not working, he switches over to Genji and tries to go around the flank, but he actually got called on himself. But there's an Earthshatter taking down Quasi and Fab, both getting killed. Connor J finally whipping out his sword and saying, that's right, this is my point. Ginger Pop and Jesus also following up Laramie, just kind of trying to fit into the game here and make something happen and make it work for his team, but it's not working. It looks like Goodvibes finally has adapted to OK's strategy. OK is going to have to try to switch something up if they want to make it happen.
Yeah, that play was pretty much all based around the Reinhardt Earthshatter from Stin. Team Blue, Team Goodvibes having a very easy fight there after Stin landed a really money Earthshatter. I think taking the Reaper out of the equation was a really big deal as well.
There's the Dragon Blade coming out, trying to do something. Laramie pulls the Transcendence out, and there's a Graviton Surge. Now there's no Transcendence. The counter, and Jesus with a huge Deadeye coming in, killing 3. Connor J for cleanup. That is the way to synergize, and that's the way to play defense. Goodvibes finally showing us what they're made of.
This is some good competitive Overwatch here, and I'm not just saying that because of the frag count. We saw a really dominant performance from the red team. Team OK looking really strong, and now that they're in the streets phase and they have not dealt with Connor J yet and not dealt with the verticality of Genji, the red team is finally struggling. So blows being traded back and forth for both teams. We have a staunchy, heavy amount of ultimates on both teams here. In favor of the red team, though, Team OK is looking to make something happen with Connor J down here, but they don't have any hard engagement ready yet.
That was what they were looking for. They pulled out the Genji, and then they try to make something happen with that Graviton Sword. Ginger Pop trying to keep his team alive, and a res from Cat hiding, playing Hide the Mercy this time, and Fab pulling down the Earthshatter, and Jesus just cleaning up here. He's making things happen. Ginger Pop in the back, discording away, trying to save himself, and his Connor J comes out.
That's really surprising. Even with the Resurrect, I really thought Team OK was going to have a second push or a better looking push. Worry, they literally went in that fight with 5 versus 2 ultimates in their favor for Team OK, but they were not able to make it happen. The Mercy Resurrect from Team Goodvibes was just too strong.
Yeah, punished. But these are the things we need to learn. We need to have these matches against teams that have better aim, better positioning, really good counters to what we do. And yeah, they punished us. So yeah, that was our experience in the CoW League. It was a lot of fun. We all enjoyed it. The earlier games were fun too, but they were a bit of a stop. And everybody's pretty happy with our performance. It was just a difficult loss on that last point, and that was actually a best of 3. But Dorado is just us never recovering, which